being that God knows the future, why would God okay such a thing? Why would God choose a person who thinks like that, who can't handle some insults? Calling a man baldy versus two bears mauling 42 children? You tell me what's worse. That's Old Testament, but let's go New Testament. In Mark 11, 12 through 14, Jesus curses a fig tree because it doesn't have fruit. But the text itself admits that it wasn't the season for figs. Yet, Jesus gets angry anyway and condemns this tree, and it withers away. Well, depending on which book you read, because in the next one, it doesn't wither until later. But the Son of God, supposedly all-knowing, throws a tantrum at a tree for not producing fruit outside of its season. That's absurd. Or take 1 Timothy 2:12, where it flatly says, I do not permit a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man. She must be quiet. This verse is still quoted in some churches today to keep women out of leadership roles. People will say, oh, that was cultural. It doesn't apply anymore. But if it's cultural, then it's not universal, right? And if it's not universal truth, why is it in a book that's claiming to be eternal and perfect? Another verse that rarely gets discussed is Deuteronomy 23:1. It says, no man who's been castrated or had his genitals cut off may enter the assembly of the Lord. Think about what that means. According to this so-called holy text, a man's worthiness to worship God depends on the condition of his genitals. That's not morality. That's primitive superstition. And the kicker with this is, did you know in slavery, this was a way they used to put fear into the slaves. They would chop their genitals off, hang them, and say, now you can never go to heaven. So not only are you mutilated, hung in front of the people who you love, you're told that you can't even go to heaven. And them doing that dictates whether you go to heaven or not your spiritual relationship. Fast forward to today, take someone with a medical condition who had to have something removed down there or something done to survive it. You're telling me that they can't now go to heaven, or they can't pray or worship God because of the procedure? That God thinks like that? Because from my understanding, your flesh doesn't go to heaven, your spirit does, correct? So why would God care about something like that? And then there's Numbers 31. Well, Moses, after leading Israel to battle, becomes angry with his men because they spared women and children. His solution? Kill every boy and every woman who has slept with a man, but keep the young virgin girls for yourself. It's written plainly in the text. That is state-sanctioned killing, sexual enslavement. And people still call this the word of God. If anyone else said this today, we would recognize it instantly as war crimes. Yet, when it's in the Bible, it gets its